Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to cover Marvel Strike Force's latest and greatest copy of the upcoming blog here now in regards to what's coming up for the next week here in itself in terms of some of the key updates that we'll go through. But as per usual, guys, make sure if you haven't already to check the command center, because with these Broken King events and the World Warrior and obviously what's going on with Blastaar shards in this rendition of the month activities, just make sure your guys are always going through and ensuring that some of these daily, weekly, and monthly objectives are actually currently getting hit, so that way you can maximize the rewards. There wasn't anything crazy this week, obviously antimatter being that on the forefront, but a little bit of gold sprinkled here and throughout, depending on if you're spending gold, playing war, and arena Fantastic Four. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. So, as per usual, what we've seen now being released in the blog is pretty consistent. What we've also confirmed in the data mines. Obviously, there's always a bit of kind of glimpse into what's happening, but the blog basically confirms information, which is great. So, first and foremost, if you guys missed my past video here, everyone, especially not impacted by what happened with the recent refund incident in the community, everyone's getting a whopping total of 65 million gold in total, and I believe over 6,000 L4 training modules relating to this Phantom Rider situation. So this was just tied back to the leveling of characters and whatnot, and there was a discrepancy, so take advantage. There's a calendar event that does effectively start, I think today or tomorrow, but for the next 2 weeks you'll be able to take advantage of that 65 million gold plus the 6,000 training materials plus. So do not miss out. Make sure you guys are logging in and claiming that. That's just a nice little freebie for those of you not even impacted, myself included. It was just nice to see that announcement for sure. We did finally see as well in the blog, this was such a mishap. Like, they announced that the Captain Britain shards was going to get released, 50 shards every single week. That did not come into play for the current week, obviously, but that looks like it has been rectified, so this will be starting this coming week, so be on the lookout for that. They did previously state that for days Monday to Thursday, you'll be getting 5 shards every single day by going through the MarvelStrikeForce.com website, going to the store free claim, and then from Friday to Sunday, it's 10 shards per day, giving us the total of 50. So take advantage of that, guys. I think it's a great opportunity, especially with Illuminati being a really powerful team in Crucible. And don't forget, you do need Illuminati as part of a legendary unlock as well, so for those trials especially. So something to look out for there. The big update, obviously, as we kind of saw from a previous blog, but as well this one confirming, is that Blastaar's trial events, right? They're doing a completely different version of him. There's gonna be 10 nodes in total as opposed to Quasar's chapter 1 events, and on top of that, his red stars is gonna be gated behind how well you do in the leaderboard. So guys, I'm gonna build him up to the point where he can help me and assist with Quasar and my other required teams that we're needing. Remember, Fantastic Four MCU is going to be helpful in addition to Hellfire Club. But having said that, just keep in mind, I think we're going to have to balance how much we want to invest in Blastaar, because how much resources you put into him in addition to Hellfire is ultimately going to result in your final score. And for me anyways, I think right now I do have the short-term goal of just maximizing all the milestone rewards. I'm probably gonna skip the competitive part, which is maximizing on, they have these new packs or scourges, if you will, being in play where it heavily works against you, making the content harder. And that's how the best of the best, the spenders, the whales, the krakens, they're all gonna outcompete each other in trying to maximize that potential score. I'm probably not gonna have a chance. I don't have 3 diamonds on my Hellfire Club, and I sure as heck don't have Blastaar at reasonable levels right now. So I'm probably gonna get him to like level 95, level 100, so he's in at least a playable state. And keep in mind, the one thing that they were able to confirm is that Blastaar is gonna be getting a lot of more internal bonuses to shorten that gap, close that gap between where he is right now without his red star. So that'll be nice. And keep in mind as well, there should be future events coming for where more red stars are going to be available anyway, so it's more so for those that just want that premium of having a higher Blastaar in terms of yellow stars and red stars sooner rather than later. But we know these events recur every single month, especially for the chapter entirety, so I mean, there's no rush. It's really more of a FOMO tactic, and whether or not you want to spend and obviously do better, that's going to result in a better rewards overall. But is it worth it right now? I'm not sure. Right now, we're not seeing the full proficiency of Blastaar in Crucible. There's some really good teams that can triumph over him, so I mean, it really just depends. Maybe it's just the difference between of having him at higher star levels as well. Maybe that could be the difference maker. But in the meantime, I'm going to be conservative with my approach. I'm going to just, stick to my budget, stick to what I'm allowed to spend in terms of resources, and then we'll see how we do in the event overall. And obviously, I'll give you guys an update on that as well. Confirmation in the blog confirms. Also, Scorpion joining the antimatter store in just a few days as well. So he is going to be fully farmable, guys. This is why we've been hoarding a lot of the antimatter, especially for new character unlocks, and not using our power cores because, like I said before, like the farmability, this is as good as it's ever been. So I mean, this is awesome to see. And then obviously having this announcement is no surprise to us, but it's great to get that expectation now. But typically around 2 weeks when a character gets added into the game, they're usually following in the antimatter store. So that's awesome to see. Keep up the great work, and great for players like us that are using the antimatter now instead of using power cores to actually unlock characters. And it's way more consistent, and you're actually getting good shards, like 5 shards for 12,500. Really good value there. And then lastly, guys, I do want to touch on this real quickly here. There was an announcement of an event here, kind of similar to what we saw not last week, but the week before. These 3-day leaderboards that are really meant to stretch your resources and FOMO tactics, obviously get players to deplete what they have. But yeah, there is a 3 Diamond Hobgoblin 3-day leaderboard event that is going to be starting in this coming week here. That's kind of the details that they've listed here. And obviously, they always do this with new characters, right? They release the Diamond reward opportunity, and then that's how they're going to be able to allow you to basically fight against the other competitors to get advantage of this. But remember, in order for you to take advantage of diamonds, you need to have this character at 7 yellow stars. So it doesn't really benefit a lot, but again, it's the next carrot to chase, if you will, for those that spend and are trying to benefit off of already the money that you put into the game. So I'm 100% skipping this event, but for those of you interested, it is going to be utilizing campaign energy as a way to get ahead in this event. So that's going to be the difference maker among some other premium things that you can do. I think I saw some raids, raid engagement, and especially if you're using Hobgoblin at higher star levels or gear tier levels, something like that. So there you guys have it. That is in a nutshell what's coming up in the week here in terms of activity. So obviously the big one being the Blastaar Scourge event. We'll cover that when it does come. In addition, don't forget, guys, Scorpions can be farmable, so that's going to be the big update. And don't forget to claim Captain Britain shards when it's finally available. But we'll probably be revisiting this next week anyways when it is officially live. Hope this helps you guys out. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.